Yeah. Well, I finished off rubbing the ends of these off with the wire brush on the drill, and I've also done these as well, just around where we're going to weld, in preparation for having a bit of a go with the welder. Well, I think I should probably get my excuses in first before I start welding. I'm not expecting these welds to be great, partly because I am massively out of practice. I did do some welding qualifications a few years back, in arc welding and in oxyacetylene. Not MIG. I did start the MIG, but ran out of time on the course. So yeah, let's see how we get on. My other excuse is that I'm welding here at the end of two 50-metre extension leads, so I suspect there's a bit of a loss of power across those, which isn't going to help. I'm also using this welder, which is about the cheapest welder I could possibly buy. I think it cost me about 60 quid, and as you can see, it's got a somewhat unfortunate name. If someone tells you they saw me around the lockups with a dirty pro, this is what they mean. It's a gasless MIG welder, so that's also makes it a little bit harder to use, I think, or a little bit harder to get a really nice weld on. And also you can see that it really has no indication of what settings to use for what thicknesses of metal, which you usually get a nice little table, but it really doesn't have any guidance at all. I've got a minimum and maximum setting here, and I've got 1 and 2 as well, and I can control the wire speed with this little knob, but that's the only control I've got really. Well, on and off too, I guess. I'm not a complete idiot, so I tried a little test bit first. Sadly, I made a rather a mess of it, I think, and also managed to melt a little bit of my earth clip. Still, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I guess, and I've mounted this up now so that that's held in with this 90-degree magnet, and I've put it in another bit of the steel, the other leg, with the hole drilled where I want it. So I reckon that should now be 90 degrees in both directions. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can tack that up. Well, I don't think that's going to be pretty, but I think it is tacked up, so I don't think it's going to fall apart when I take it off. Right, let's have a bit of a go at welding it on properly. Well, I reckon that's pretty awful, but let's clean it up and have a look and see what it looks like. Well, quite. I don't think I'd be passing my sitting guilds again producing welds of that standard. Dear, oh dear. I did say I was going to get my excuses in early, just as well I did. Look at those hideous gaps there. Crikey. Does, however, have the merit of being pretty firmly stuck. It is only a coffee table and not going to be an aircraft part or anything, thank goodness. But you're all glad about that. I'm going to have a grind down of that and then maybe try and fill in some of the gaps. Right, so let's see if we can clean this up a little bit with the grinder then. Definitely need the goggles for this. Well, that's improved things a little, not massively, but a little. I'm going to leave that for the moment and see if I can do a better weld on the other end, and then maybe we'll do some more cleaning up here later, or if the other welds all end up the same sort of standard, then at least we'll have consistency. Probably worth something, right? Can't get much for tune out of it though. So one of the things obviously got to check is that we weld this in at the right sort of distance. So I'm going to put it in the frame fairly crudely. Obviously hold that at 90 degrees. That gives us I don't know, about a millimetre or so to play with. So I think that should be fine. Square these up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's perfect. So long as our 450 mil, so let's write that down somewhere. Excellent. I'll tell you what, I'll set this up for tacking again. I've got my two 90 degree magnets there, so that should be square. These are both square on the table, so that should be square as well. And yeah, that's reasonably square too, so just check this hasn't moved. No, that's fine. Right, let's go ahead and tack it up. I'll tell you, well, that's reasonably nicely tacked up, so let's go ahead and see if we can make a bit of a better job of welding it this time. Well, that felt a little bit better. It still looks pretty awful. Let's clean it up and I'll show you what it looks like. So there we go. Now I'm well aware this isn't pretty. Good God. Yes. Dear oh dear. This is sort of a no. I was going to say there's a sort of a reasonable bit there, but there isn't really, is there? But it is stuck together. Look, see? Woggle it. It is definitely stuck together. Right, I'll clean that up with the grinder as well and see what it looks like then. Well, actually, you know, it's sticking together. It's going to serve its purpose, I think. It's definitely not pretty. Could do with a bit more cleaning up. I think what might save us on this is that because this is supposed to be a low budget or no budget type project, I've got some old truck bed liner paint, which is obviously high build sort of textured paint, so I think that might cover a lot of my sins up with this. Well, it's got to really, isn't it? Right, so now I have to repeat the whole thing again for the other side. Well, I do think it's still far from perfect, of course, but I do think actually slowly improving. As you know, you can test a weld by its musical qualities. The last one didn't sound very good at all, did it? Let's see if there's any improvement with this one. Well, there we go. I've made up another leg and mocked it up here on the bench, and I think it's looking okay, isn't it? Now we just need to cut some bars to join the other way. Well, that's all for now. If you enjoyed it, press like, subscribe if you want to see some more, and ring the bell to be notified when we upload something new.